Streit. Wird schwierig. Ja. Ich würde mal sagen, wir machen der Story weiter. Drum. Kaffee, ja, trink mal Energy. Bitte. Ich glaube nur, wir richten die Kamera ein bisschen anders aus. Wo ist mein Kopfchen? Wüt. Ein Moment. So. Ja, besser. Würde ich sagen. Wo sind wir? Wo bin ich? Mein Büro. So. Alle auffüllen. Oha. Wo kriege ich hier umsonst? No. Nein. Sonst gibt es nichts. Unsere Punkte haben wir schon ein bisschen verbessert. Okay. Was wir tun ist. Schauen, ob ich live bin. Ich bin schon so fertig und nun. Ja. Bist hier live. So. Was wir tun. Nachschauen, was wir für Aufgaben haben. Hier. Lernen und Sterblichen zu leben. Betritt die Leichenhalle. Ja, die Leichenhalle. Wir wollten in die Leichenhalle. Ist ja. Ich weiß, ob sie irgendwas verändert hat. Haben sie die Sachen wieder aufgefüllt? Nein. Wir schauen zu, dass wir ganz viele Sachen finden. Not now. Komm Begleiter. Ja, nee. Not now. Wo ist er? Ja, hier. Mal rausgehen, glaube ich. Moment. Entschuldigung. Nee, das ist noch außerhalb vom Krankenhausgelände. Wir wollen aber innerhalb. Was war da? Bitte. So. Haben wir hier schon mal drin? Na, weil jetzt hier verschlossen ist. Das ist der Flur, oder? Ja. Okay.
It's locked, all right.
Dann muss es noch eine andere Tür geben. Ah, da hinten. Okay. Gut, da kann man nicht hoch. Wie alle Türen einfach offen stehen. Kann jeder reinkommen, wie will. So. Ich schätze, wir müssen rein. Oder auch nicht. Hä? Ist das nicht die Leichenhalle? Oh, da müssen wir. Sehr beruhigend, wenn man kurz vor Missionsstart noch Patronen findet. Na gut. Eisentatrat, Chinin, Natriumhypochlorid. Müsste alles hier sein, okay. Okay. Ich heute. Stehen wir draußen bei der Tür oder wie? Okay. Da ist die Tür aber jetzt generell offen. Auch gut zu wissen. So. Die Geräusche gehen mir leicht auf den Zeiger. Schön, schön. Glasviole. Machen wir uns nichts vor, hier ist irgendwo von diesen Viechern. Gibt's hier gar nichts? Okay. Da unten ist so. Komm her.
Behavior is similar to the infected William Bishop. Must be the same strain. This sickness moves faster than influenza.
No.
Balls of Mars, fortifiers. As popular as they are ineffective. But they do contain iron tartrate, and that might prove itself useful.
Das ist schön. Überall Torte.
This key will surely grant me access to the basement.
Die Frage ist, will man da überhaupt hin? Hab ich dich gehört? Haha! Mit Deutschland erschreckt. Scheiße. Wo kommst du denn her? Ganz oben, ne? Na, wurscht. Ja. Chinin. So. Oh, einer von unseren Freunden. So. Naja. Ist ja nicht so, als hätten wir eine Wahl. Aha. Eins Vampyr. Der hat mich beobachtet. Na dann. No, krieg's schon. Aber jetzt mal ernst, wenn die Tür zugeschlossen war, wie kommen die da runter? Hi. So, ist ja auch wurscht.
These scales feed from corpses and the husks of animals. They're not after blood.
Stirb. Da ist noch Musik, als nur noch eine Nähe. Nö, die Wache von Dingsums hatte nicht viel Glück. So. Da ist ja noch einer. Interessant. So. Büro der Pathologie beim Hospital.
Mr. Connor's injuries don't match the report. I'd better look into this. It's locked, all right.
Okay, eine Großtür am Ende des Ganges. Schauen wir mal. Na. Und die Musik, alles nicht so nett. Macht dann nicht auch so auf. Oh. Er ist langsamer. So.
These skulls can be so ferocious. I'm not sure I can defeat them without becoming stronger. To drink blood is so tempting. Sodium hypochlorite. Dangerous to administer, but efficient in the proper dosage.
Das war alles, was wir hier kriegen. Das ist ein Bergbau. Eine rätselhafte Formel. So. Stelle eine Behandlung gegen nichts im Zell. Erschöpfung hier. Okay. Was ich aber noch machen könnte. Ne. Ich habe sogar eine Formel bekommen. Wo ist die jetzt? Oder muss die hier aufmachen? Hier. Ich versuche sie gerade zu analysieren, du. So. Geht zurück. Ich will diese Formel analysieren. Ich will mehr Rezepte haben. So. Jetzt erstmal zurück zu einer Screen und dann schauen wir weiter. Einen Moment. Mir fällt gerade was an. So. Nee. Was ist mir jetzt kaputt? So. Ja. Oh, Chinin. Du gefällst mir. Kommt noch ein paar zu plündern, oder? Ruhe dich aus, um dich zu entwickeln. Na gut. Jetzt mal. So. Na gut, bring mir das Mittel. Ich glaube, mit Dr. Tibbet haben wir noch zu reden. Die zwei Formeln haben wir noch und entwickeln müssen wir uns auch. Ein bisschen was zu tun. Ups. Ups. Oh ne, Blödsinn. Nr.3. Where are you? Okay, Hawkins.
You are going to reveal all your secrets.
Unbekannt. Da muss auch irgendwann mal ran. Nr.3 da hinten. Entschuldigung. Oh. Wer bist du? Okay. Wow. Wo war sie jetzt? Na, wahrscheinlich drin irgendwo. Tippet. Hallo, Kollege.
Good evening, Dr. Tibbets.
Dr. Reed, any good news to share?
Okay.
Goodbye, Dr. Tibbets.
Oh, Clay Cox. Hello, my friend.
Good evening, Mr. Cox.
Dr. Reed, still working at night, I see. I like that.
And why is that?
People who don't sleep at night always seem more alive to me. More interesting, one way or another.
You're lucky to be alive, Mr. Cox. I hope you're starting to take better care of yourself.
This place is full of sickness and decay. How could I get better in such a dump?
I will see. Do you ever think about that poor fellow I saw you push in the water?
The wound he gave me will make sure I don't forget him. Still fucking hurts. Boss had cut me good.
That man was determined to murder you. You almost died.
What a surprise. The first time I met him, he nearly shit himself. Fucking coward. I guess revenge gives you balls.
What did he want? Revenge?
I recently had to kill his brother. Poor arsehole thought it would be easy to return the favour.
Only the strongest survive, then? Survival at all costs. Is that all you think about?
I'm the toughest bastard you'll ever meet, Dr. Reed. And I don't give a fuck what you think of me.
Ja, gut.
How is your hospitalization going, Mr.
Die
Cox?
Frage
This
danach.
is a shitty place with shitty staff. But as long as I'm treated all right, I'll be fine.
What's wrong with the Pembroke staff?
That bastard you sent to bring me here, Milton. I thought he was going to break all my bones before I reached my bed.
I see. Any other smart comments?
The nurses aren't too ugly. Especially that foxy one, Nurse Crane. Pretty brunette, tough attitude, all like that.
What's wrong with the hospital?
Come on, Dr. Reed. The place is a dump. Smelly, sad, and dirty.
But you're alive thanks to the efforts and dedication of the staff here, aren't you?
What are you expecting, a medal? I thought that saving lives was just part of the job. Must be an unsatisfactory profession at this time, I'm sure.
How long do you think you can escape the law, Clay?
I know this city like the back of my hand, Doc. I know its streets, who to pay, who to avoid, and who to bully. I won't get caught.
We can't escape the consequences of our actions. The past catches up with us in the end.
I ain't afraid of death. I don't hide who I am. I live my life honestly, which is more than I could say for most folks.
And who are you then?
I'm the leader of the Wet Boot Boys.
The Wet Boot
One day
Boys.
I'll leave this shitty place and punch in the face all who thought I would not come back.
Die Red Pill Bars. So. Die Shitting Place. Ich mag das. Jetzt bekomme ich Bock, Rock'n'Roller zu schauen. Naja, gut.
I'll leave you for now, Mr. Cox.
Jesus, I've never seen so many people die.
So. Tippet. Vielleicht rede ich nochmal mit dir.
Good evening.
Good evening, Doctor.
So. Ah.
Why does Dr. Tippett's claim you're the main reason he keeps working, despite his fatigue?
If it wasn't for him, I probably would have left the Pembroke years ago.
Dr. Tippett does not think of you as just a nurse anymore, does he?
If you're suggesting he's not taking my gender into consideration when it comes to medical practice and knowledge, I really hope he doesn't.
Naja. Naja.
Goodbye, nurse.
Naja. Aber wenn ich jetzt nochmal mit dir rede, kommt da noch was raus, oder?
Good evening, Dr. Tippett.
Dr. Reed.
11 in London. Nein. Da ist noch ein Hinweis frei. Nein. Okay.
Goodbye.
Mit dir stimmt aber irgendwas nicht. Hallo Milton.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
Ja, muss. Dem haben wir schon alles, aber...
I'd like to see...
Wise choice, Doctor.
So. Ja, um den Revolver zu verbessern, brauche ich noch Dinge. Dinge. So. Schrauben, Schmiermittel. Abzüge fehlen. Nicht weglaufen. Milton, bleib da.
Good evening, Milton.
Good
Schraube,
like
Schmiermittel.
Wise choice, Doctor.
Wie viel Geld haben wir überhaupt? Keine Ahnung. Und da oben. Oh, jetzt haben wir keins mehr. So. Nurse Gray. Was macht er hier oben? Der hat hier nichts zu suchen.
It's locked.
Oh. Ich muss da raus. Schnell. Ich weiß, was ich tun muss, glaube ich. Denke ich. Wie komme ich da raus? Aha.
Damn it! Why is this so difficult every time? That is better. That is better. I will make it through one more night.
Okay, nebenbei wissen wir jetzt, die Crane ist im Patientenzimmer. Die Frage ist, die Tür jetzt da oben. Hallo? Ist die Tür da oben weiter offen oder? Hier war er drin.
It's locked, all right.
Gut, wir sollten mal öfters in der Sicht bleiben. Unbekannt? Wieso bist du unbekannt?
Good evening, Doctor. I believe we're going to be working together.
Dr. Reed. Dr. Swansea informed us of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir.
Thank you.
Wow.
And you are?
I am Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reed.
Direkt unsympathisch. So.
Please, could you tell me something about yourself?
I'm a great admirer of your work concerning blood transfusion, Dr. Reed. I run my own experiments. I'm convinced it's the future.
I based my technique on my mentor's research. He helped me perfect my method. What is yours?
I'd rather not talk about it. For now, it's just theories and first approach. My process is purely experimental and unsuccessful.
As long as you're cautious and methodical, you may remain empty-handed, but you won't fail.
You're not the first one to warn me, but I am convinced knowledge is the main weapon against the ravages of this epidemic.
What made you choose to be a doctor?
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired me. I am honored to have the opportunity to work by your side.
It's always a pleasure to share scientific and medical knowledge with someone eager to learn. I'll be glad to help you if I can.
This epidemic may be the century's most terrible disaster, but I'm convinced that we, as doctors, are the only ones able to defeat it.
Mhm. Okay.
What can you tell me about the Pembroke?
Well, it has always been an honor to work with Dr. Swansea. But with your arrival, I can't think of a better opportunity to learn about blood transfusion.
You seem quite optimistic. It's a rare and precious attitude in these difficult times.
I'm convinced that this epidemic is a test of endurance and dedication for us men of science.
Questions remain about our capacity to resolve the situation.
True. Last summer, during the first wave of the epidemic, I used to joke with Milton about the extra work. We're not smiling now.
Do you need help with anything in particular?
Well, yes, maybe. I'm waiting for a batch of products I ordered for my personal research, yet my supplier seems to have vanished.
Do you want me to play the errand boy for you?
Oh no, Dr. Reed. But if you went personally to his shop, what with your reputation and all, he wouldn't dare to refuse the products I need.
I see. Well, give me the address, for I may pass by if I have time. What do you think of Dr. Ackroyd's aversion to modern medical methods?
It's a shame he's so narrow-minded. Dr. Swansea taught me that science is about exploring uncharted territory. I'm convinced that's true.
With the influenza and all that's going on, you should put your differences aside, don't you think? Why is it so difficult to work together?
I believe that if Dr. Ackroyd had been the one to discover the transfusion process, he would be the first to recommend its use.
So you believe it's just a question of jealousy and pride?
Dr. Ackroyd is as proud as he is blinded by his obsolete concept of medical science.
Okay.
Tell me more about your willingness to experiment with new medical techniques.
Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering from a severe injury that could cripple him if not treated correctly. I'm convinced your blood transfusion technique could
Hat
help
sich
him.
den Arm
What is
verletzt?
it you really want? To save him, or to prove your point?
Fair question. I want nothing but to save my patient, Dr. Reed. Especially since I know Mr. Fiddick's story.
Tell me Mr. Fiddick's story.
Our first diagnosis was compromised because Mr. Fiddick lied to us about the real origin of his injury. He first claimed it was an accident.
But why would he hide such crucial information from us?
Because he is a proud father, ashamed of putting his children at risk because of his own negligence.
This personal involvement could also appear to be a lack of impartiality. You must know that a good surgeon must remain neutral.
I agree. But that does not excuse Dr. Ackroyd's behavior, a man who did not even take time to converse with his patient.
Do you think keeping his distance was a mistake?
All I know is that I'm taking care of human beings with desires, hopes, and fears. Not some biological machine comprised of blood, bones, and flesh.
Ja. Brauchen wir weiter reden, weißt du?
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Finally, you've returned, Doctor. Did you find anything of value?
Yes, nurse.
You've worked your first miracle, Doctor. Now, this patient here needs immediate treatment.
Duty calls. When the storm has passed, I'll show you how to mix the remedy yourself with the same basic ingredients.
Many thanks, Doctor. When you finished, you ought to report to Dr. Swansea in his office. He's been looking for you. Seemed pressing.
Hat endlich Zeit für mich. So.
Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
Erschöpfung.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Goswick.
I don't want to talk, Doctor.
Why did your mother have you hospitalized here? She seems convinced this is a bad hospital.
My mother just wants the best for me. She won't rest while I'm here. She'd go all the way to hell and back to help me.
Pembroke Hospital may look unorthodox, but rest assured you're in good hands here.
It's not me you have to convince, Dr. Reed. It's my mother.
Is your mother bothering you? As your doctor, I can ask her to leave you alone if you would prefer.
That's tempting, Doctor. But you have no idea what my mother is capable of. She would tie herself to my bed if you asked her to leave.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
Wie gebe ich die dem?
Do you need any help?
I'm afraid I may.
You are not a burden, sir. Healing you is my responsibility.
And you have my gratitude for that.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
I'm alright. Don't waste your time with me.
Good evening, Doctor.
Puh.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Erholt sich. So. Da werden wir wohl noch warten müssen. Jetzt gehen wir hoch zum Doktors. Okay. Vielleicht können wir den auch beobachten. Wenn er daheim nicht reingeht. Vielleicht. Ja.
I'm sorry you ended up on my plain and cold medical bench, sir. I understand you must be very angry about this unfair situation. I managed to arrange to have you buried in the same mass grave.
Oh.
You don't mind if I search your pockets, do you, sir? You won't need any of these anyway. I'm not stealing from you, mister. I'm only redistributing your belongings to people who need them more than you. You see, no one has claimed your body, sir, so it would be such a shame to bury you with your valuables. I will not forget you, sir, and I thank you for your generous donation.
Okay.
It's locked.
It's locked. Kollege, wir müssen reden. Wo waren jetzt?
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Such a pleasure to see you again.
How dare you steal from the dead, Rakesh? Is that what your pawnbrokers is really about?
These people are dead, sir. What they possessed could be useful for the living, and I'm sure they would agree if they could speak.
You should show respect for the dead. What about their loved ones who may treasure these items you sell?
The bodies I watch over are the unwanted and undesired, sir. I would never deprive anyone of their family artifacts.
Please show me what you have to sell.
Of course. It's just trinkets and curios, really. But I'm sure they can be useful.
Dr. Reed.
For how long?
I first volunteered at the Pembroke in 1911.
And before you were...
If you must know, this was my first job.
Well, Dr. Swansea certainly...
Not in an official
How is the duty roster?
Everybody works until they can't.
What about medical protocols? What can you tell me about the...
Everyday folk don't know how bad it is. The papers said...
News on the front stated that the Spanish...
It seemed to be for a while.
What can...
This hospital was...
Can you be more specific?
Well, veterans,
I'll see you later.
Please, Jonathan, come in. Fascinating, is it not? In the last decade, so many mysteries have been brought to light with our microscopes. The human body, biology's penultimate frontier. The more we explore its boundaries, the less we're able to trace a clear line between life and death. You, my friend, have a foot in both countries. The view must be vertiginous.
It's at least as vertiginous as chatting about vampires with you, I would say.
This must be all so new to you. This area of town, the hospital, a brand new life. How stimulating it must be.
I wish I could share your enthusiasm, Dr. Swansea. But my condition defies scientific categorization. Undead? Unalive? Immortality defies logic.
I cannot express my thrill at this serendipitous turn of events. The world's most eminent specialist in blood transfusions, a vampire. One might say a gift from heaven.
It may seem strange, but your words have brought me some comfort here.
Forgive me. I've been an admirer of your work for a long...